Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jenna Kwama. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl if you're into lifestyle, beauty, all of that. We kind of do a little bit of everything over here. I can't even do the intro correctly because I'm just so excited. Your girl passed her Nclex. Today is Thursday and I passed my Nclex last Saturday in 150 questions, and I just cannot be more happy, more ecstatic, more grateful, all of that. Today's video is basically going to be me sharing with you guys some tips and tricks that I use to pass, my experience before, during, and after the Nclex. I was getting a lot of questions on my Instagram. By the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure to go follow me on Instagram. It's right here. Yeah, I was getting a lot of questions on what did I use to study, how was it, the test itself and stuff like that. So I'm just might as well just take some time out to make a video, we all love a good informative video. So that is what I'm doing today. Let's get right into it because I'm not sure if this is going to be a lengthy video, but I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet. First things first, I started studying for the Nclex May 1st. I didn't graduate nursing school until May 22nd, but I started studying May 1st because I didn't really know when I was going to get my ATT code. If you didn't know, the ATT code is the code that you need to schedule your Nclex. I had no idea when I was going to be getting this code, but I knew when I did get it, I will be wanting to schedule it immediately. So I really kind of ballparked that I was going to take my Nclex in the middle or end of June. That did not happen. I was ballparking that, so I was like, okay, let me give myself a month to study, right? A month is cool. A month for me is good, especially with the way I go about my life. I'm not like a study till I die type girl. I still go out in between studying. I enjoy my life. So I was like, a month is cool. I basically wanted to either get UWorld or Archer for my studying purposes. I didn't know at this time which one I was going to get. For the first 22 days of May, all I did was use the Mark Clement lectures. If you don't know and you're living under a rock, Mark Clement is he really did the damn thing with those lectures. He did the damn thing. They're all different. They're like electrolytes, mother baby, endocrine, diabetes, delegation. They all give you a basic understanding of certain topics, and I felt like before I even started doing practice questions on Archer or UWorld, which I don't know which one I'm getting yet, I wanted a basic understanding of all the topics first. I watched the Mark Clement lectures in 1.5 speed. By the way, I hate watching lectures in normal speed. I feel like people talk too slow. I either do 1.5 or 2 times speed because yeah. And I also use his yellow or blue book. I'm not sure which one it was, but I'll put it here. It's basically fill-ins that go side by side with the lecture notes. That really helped me. I was able to get a very good basic understanding of things that I learned in nursing school that I kind of needed to brush up on before I started practice questions. Because the thing with me, practice questions, I feel like if I don't know the basics, I'm just hindering myself. I need to know the basics, at least the basics, right? So the days were going by, and then my nursing pinning ceremony happened May 16th. My school had told us that we were going to be getting our ATT code a week from May 16th. Never got it. I don't know why they was telling us this, and it wasn't true. Graduation day came, which is a week after my pinning. They told us a week from then we're going to be getting our ATT code. You just made that up! No, I don't know why they was telling us we was getting this code knowing they was never going to be sending this code. So I was stressing over it a little bit because I felt like I was aimlessly studying. I really wanted a date set in stone. So I was really waiting for that ATT code for so long. I didn't get my ATT code until June 26th. Mind you, I told you guys I wanted to take my Nclex in the middle or end of June. That's the middle or end of June. I scheduled my Nclex for July 8th, which was the next weekend. After I graduated, I ended up downloading Archer for my studying purposes. So I used both Mark Clement lectures and I used Archer to study. And there was a couple reasons why I chose Archer over UWorld. One of the reasons being that I saw a lot of people, and by a lot of people, I mean people on TikTok and the people that took the test before me. I saw them saying that Archer looked the most like the Nclex style and format wise, and they weren't wrong. Archer literally looks exactly like the Nclex down to the colors. They got the same colors. They got that to the T. It looked like I was taking an Archer CAT exam. I just like familiarity, and I like that feeling of okay, it took away some of my stress because it's just like, this is familiar. Another reason why I picked Archer was because the rationales. I really liked the rationales that Archer gave. They were quick and to the point. They literally just told you exactly why an answer is not correct and the other one is correct. I just needed to get straight to the point and tell me why the hell that's wrong, you know. I also like the fact that they gave us a 2-day lecture crash course. Day 1, day 2, I think they were each like 10 hours. I did watch those after I started practice questions with Archer. Those were really helpful. It basically covered all the topics you would need to know for the Nclex. And another reason why I chose Archer over UWorld is because you get readiness assessments. You have endless amounts of readiness assessments, or based on how many questions you have left in your question bank, but you have endless amount of readiness assessments. UWorld, I think you only get 1 or 2 or 3 tests that will tell you your chances of passing. I like the fact that I could just take a readiness assessment anytime during my studying process to see where I am, you know. I like that. And they also have like this guarantee of if you get 3 very high chances of passing on a readiness assessment, then your chances of passing the Nclex, I think, is like 99 or something like that. So I like that, and it definitely worked because I was getting very high chances of passing a lot. So now let me talk to you guys about my study style. My study style was kind of intense, but not really. Like I said, I watched all the Mark Clement lectures. I actually watched all 12 of them twice at different points. At the beginning, like I said, when I started watching it, and I watched it again probably at the beginning of June. And how I incorporated it the second time is I would watch like 1 to 2 lectures in that day, which range from like an hour to 2 hours. And then after I finished those lectures, I would do about 75 to 85 questions on Archer, depending on how I'm feeling that day. And when I'm done watching the lectures again, I would just do 1 to 3 hours of studying the context and then do 75 to 85 questions. For the Mark Clement lectures, I would say to really focus on the electrolyte lecture, the endocrine lecture. They like to do a lot of thyroid, adrenal gland questions. Focus on mother baby, anything that have to do with mother baby, like labor and delivery, child development, like milestones. Eric P. Hajj, is that his? Is that the name? The people that do child development, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, and psych meds. Know your psych meds. I'm telling you, know your psych meds. You're going to thank me later. I don't know why out of all the meds that we could know, psych is the most prominent, but they love testing them damn psych meds. So those Mark Clement lectures really did help me for those. With Archer, I ended up using 70% of my test bank, and I scored very high on my readiness assessments, and I can show you my stats over here. I think the first CAT exam that I did, I failed, but after that I passed every CAT exam. And the last readiness assessment I did, which was the day before my Nclex, I got high instead of very high, which kind of freaked me out. And like I said, because I had basically 2 months of studying, I was able to not get burnt out with my studying. I went outside, I still hang out with my friends, I still did things that I like to do, because I feel like a lot of times nursing students get lost in the sauce and they feel like they can't have a life outside of school. And I really didn't want to just be in my house just doing nothing but studying. Like, yeah, I studied hard and long, but I still made time for things that made me feel good, things that made me feel like, you know, I'm still sane and I'm still happy. You know, you don't want to get lost in yourself with studying, so I do suggest doing that. Alright, so now that I spoke to you guys about everything that I did, I'm going to help you guys now and give you guys some tips and tricks that I used and I feel like you need to utilize while you're taking your Nclex or while you're studying for your Nclex, okay? Okay, trick number 1. Read. I cannot tell you how many times I answered a question and I'm just like, how is this wrong? Like, how is this wrong? I would go back to the question and I'm reading it and I'm just like, oh, I did not read this correctly, or I skipped over this word, or I changed this word into something else. Like, I don't know why I was doing certain things like that. I really had to start checking myself, like, girl, you need to read the question thoroughly. And even if you have to like speak to yourself, you know how you have that voice in your head, even if you have to speak to yourself in your mind out loud and say the question, do it, because it helps. You're gonna look back and be like, damn, I was getting shit wrong for no reason because I was not reading. Number 2, do not change your answer unless you know for a fact, 100% fact, that another choice is the answer. Also, I could not tell you how many times I was doing, it was like I was going through the answer questions, I was choosing it, and then when I get to like the last one, I'm like, this can be right, like it's given it could be correct, but I would choose it, press submit, and it's wrong, and the answer I chose initially was correct. I did not know for 100% fact that the other one was correct, and I was changing my answers. I'm telling you, if you know for 100% fact and then change it, chances are you're going to be correct. If you don't know for 100% fact and you change it, chances are you're going to be wrong. And I kept finding that to be true. Because I was changing answers a lot, but I knew for 100% fact at some points that it was the other one. So, and I would be right. So that's a trick that I felt like really needed emphasis, because I know a lot of people, even in nursing school, changing your answers was a thing, and you will be so upset when it's wrong, and you're just like, damn, I should have just kept my right answer because I wasn't sure. If that ever crosses your mind, I'm not sure, I don't know, it could be those words, they're red flags. Don't change your answer. You need to know for a fact. And that's the same for select all that applies, which goes into tip number 3. Only select what you know for 100% fact on select all that applies. I say this because select all that applies are plus minus scoring. So you get 1 point for choosing one that is correct, and you get 1 taken away for choosing one that's incorrect. I started just going through select all that applies by clicking answer choices that I knew that were 100% correct. It's a pattern. 100%. I keep saying 100% because that's really what's going to get you through the Nclex. Uncertainty is not going to get you through the Nclex. I'm telling you, you need to be 100% sure. Even if there's times where there's a select all that apply and there's 7 choices there, and I only choose one that I know was 100% correct, I'm still gonna get 1 out of how many is correct. I don't care. I'm still getting that one. I'm still getting that one too. But if I choose one that I know is correct and other ones that I know are not correct, it's going to cancel out the ones that I know are correct, and I'm going to be getting 0. Example, let's say it's a 5-choice select all apply, right? 3 of the answer choices are correct, right? Let's say you're going through it and you know for a fact about 3. And those are the 3 correct answers. You choose them, right? And you're 50-50 about another one. You're 50-50. You're like, that one could be correct. I'm not sure, but like, why not? Why not choose it, right? Right? Girl, do not choose that answer, because if you choose 4 answer choices, you're going to be getting a 2 out of 3. You chose 3 correct answers, but you also chose an incorrect answer. That's going to negate a correct answer. You're going to be tight doing those practice questions and doing the Nclex and realizing, damn, you're choosing one more than you really need to be choosing. Don't need to choose the ones that you're not sure of, even if it's just choosing 1 out of 7. Don't matter. Like, I'm not sure, this looks correct. Don't choose it. I'm telling you, don't choose it, baby. Select all applies is not yes or no. It's not black or white. It's plus minus scoring. So choose the ones that you know are correct. Number 4 on the list of tips that I want to give to you is to take vitamins. I, during my studying process, took 2 vitamins. I saw on TikTok that these were helpful for like memory and your brain and stuff. So I took ginkgo biloba. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And I took ginseng. Ginkgo is really good for like memory enhancement. If you have issues remembering things, or your memory is not that good, or you just want to sharpen your memory, ginkgo is really good for that. And also the ginseng is good for mental performance. So I saw people were taking that as well before their Nclex, and they felt like it did a difference. I personally felt like it helped me as well. My ability to remember certain things became sharper and quicker. My way of studying is I need a lot of repetition. I need a lot of oral repetition, writing repetition, and I felt like I was able to remember certain things faster while I was on these vitamins. So definitely look into those. So number 5 on the list of tips and tricks that I have for you guys is to pray. If you're not religious, okay, but pray. Like, I'm telling you, I was praying nonstop around this time. Like, I mean, I pray all the time, but around this time, I was praying OD. I was saying the Our Fathers, Hail Marys. I was saying little prayers here and there. I was talking to him like, please, God, please, even before, during, and after, praying nonstop. And I feel like that really did help me, because God got me. God got me. I always say I'm one of God's favorites because I'm a really lucky girl. Things always tend to work out for me. I don't want to jinx myself, but things always tend to work out for me. But make sure to thank God ask God for guidance, ask him for strength, and ask him for discernment. Now is the day of the test, right? The day of the test, I went to my testing center. My test was at 1 p.m. I got there like 12:20, walked in, they did all their security checks, like the palm scan, the picture. They did all the instructions that you needed to know. They gave us a locker to put our stuff in. Then I went in to sit down by the computer to take my test. They offered us soundproof headphones, and they gave you a whiteboard and dry erase marker to write on. I had gotten 4 case studies. One case study is about 6 questions each, and I got 4 case studies, and I did get a bow tie question. So yeah, I'm taking the test. I just felt like I knew what I knew, and I knew what I didn't know, you know? And one thing that Mark Clement says in his lectures is you don't need to know the hard questions. You don't need to get hard questions correct. You only need to get the questions that everybody else knows, meaning the easy questions. That is how they're going to test your competency and safety, because the Nclex is a safety exam. So if you're getting the safety questions wrong and delegation questions wrong, or things that should be easy, you're probably going to fail the test. If you're getting questions that are really hard that nobody knows, you could get every single hard question wrong and still pass the Nclex, if that makes sense. You get to the 85 question, I press next, and my test don't shut off. Instant anxiety. When I tell you, instant fear and just a gut feeling just like comes over me, because I'm just like, damn. You always want to be that person that gets the Nclex in 85 questions, because a lot of the time that means you passed. I mean, it's not set in stone. There's people that fail after 85 questions, but a lot of the times, like, it's like 85 questions, oh, I'm that bitch, like, you know what I'm talking about? But I had instant bubble guts. Like, I'm just over here like, damn. And then I went to 100, and I went to 130, and then I went to 150. I got all 150 questions. I had a feeling that I failed, because I'm just like, 150? Then I had to really, like, even after the test, I had to remind myself, like, Mark Clement definitely said, always prepare yourself to do the max amount of questions. Getting the max amount of questions does not mean you failed. Doesn't mean you did bad at all either. You could have gotten every single question right and still gotten 150 questions. It's a randomized select. I had to keep telling myself, you passed, girl. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's in God's hands. It's in God's hands. You passed. Don't worry about it. I just left it in God's hands at that point, because I'm just like, I did all I could do. I did all the tips and tricks I told y'all about. I studied for as long as I did. I did my part. God, it's your time to shine. So after my test, I went in at 1. I was there for probably like 2.5 hours. I got home at like 4:30. Right when I got home, it's actually funny because I didn't tell my mom that I was taking the Nclex, but it was funny because, actually, I'll tell you guys later. As soon as I got home, I tried to do the Pearson view trick, and if you don't know, the Pearson view trick is basically trying to register for the test again, putting all your information in, putting your card number, put the wrong expiration date so it doesn't actually charge you if you did fail. If it says our records indicate that you've already scheduled this exam or something like that, that's technically the good pop-up, meaning you most likely pass your Nclex. It's obviously not set in stone. There is a chance that you could get that pop-up and still have failed, but for the most part, a lot of people say that that's the good pop-up, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. I did it, and I got the good pop-up. These are the examples of things that could happen when you do this. What it may mean, whatever you get, this is what it may mean. I saw this on TikTok, so I'm just put this here. I got the good pop-up. I was like, okay, I feel a little better. I feel a little good. Another trick that you could do, which might not really work right away, but it can. But I live in New York, so my state board of nursing, look up your name on your state's boards of nursing. I started looking it up as soon as I could, and it wasn't there. Even when I passed, my thing wasn't there on the state board of nursing. So that's another thing. Once I got my quick results, mind you, I took my test on a Saturday. My quick results didn't come till Monday, and it was about 48 hours too. It was very on the dot. But once I got my quick results, it said, okay, quick results ready, pay the $7 or whatever. So I'm like, okay, so if my quick results are ready, let me go check the state board of nursing, see if my name pops up on my license. I went to go check the state board of nursing. My name was not there, bro. I thought I failed. I'm calling my friend like, I think I failed. Like, I don't know. The pit in my stomach. I thought I failed. I paid for the quick results, and I passed. Like, I'm a registered nurse. I'm a registee. I'm a nurse. I'm an RN. Like, it's giving big bank. It's giving save lives. Like, I'm an RN. All I remember doing is screaming at the top of my lungs, like, girl, this can't be real. You a nurse. Like, I ran up to my mom. I was telling her, she was so happy. And you know, this is the thing. The crazy thing is, I didn't tell anyone I was taking the Nclex. I told people what week it was, but I didn't want to tell anyone what day or time, because I felt like I don't want to be sitting taking the Nclex and somebody knows exactly what I'm doing in this moment. Like, I don't want somebody knowing I'm taking the Nclex right now in this moment, because what if I failed and then they know the exact time and place of my failure? Like, no, I couldn't tell anyone. The funny thing is, the day I took my Nclex, I came home and she had asked me, when am I taking my Nclex? And I was like, girl, I took it today. Mind you, she has not mentioned not one thing about the Nclex, because she didn't want to like worry me or stress me out. I haven't heard Nclex talk from her before that day. What are the odds the day I take my Nclex, she asks me when I'm taking my Nclex? Like, she says she's just been praying for me this whole time. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Hey guys, editing Jen here. I just wanted to put this in real quick because I'm actually like going crazy now that I just saw this. But yeah, as I was editing and I put in that clip of my license finally popping up, which I was so happy about, I was like, you know what? Let me look up my mom's license really quick and see like the date. Why did we get licensed on the same exact day? 25 years apart. Like, what? What are the chances? Like, that is so crazy to me. It's really just like, it just full circle to me. Honestly, I'm just like, wow, I'm like mind blown right now.
It's like God's timing for me. Like, when that happened and the good pop-up happened, I felt really like, you know, like I got this. That's what I did to study. That's the tips and tricks that I have. And that's just everything. I try to put everything in this video. I hope it's not too long, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to me if you enjoyed this video or want to see more of me. Yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. If you have any questions that you want to ask, my Instagram is in the description box. Just hit me up and I would be more than happy to tell you anything you need to know. So I will see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys, and bye.